Throughout the history of engineering, humans have walked on the moon. We've built the tallest skyscrapers on Earth. We've drilled tunnels beneath entire oceans, connecting continents together. But when it comes to the magnificent pyramids of Egypt, even the world's greatest engineers break into a cold sweat, a mystery that has challenged every technology on this planet for over 4,500 years. People often ask, we've advanced so far as a civilization, could we even build just one pyramid today? It sounds simple, but the reality is far more terrifying and far more expensive than you'd ever imagine. Today, we're going to do some hard calculations and find out, if the Great Pyramid were rebuilt in 2026, what challenges would we face, and how much would it actually cost? Cairo, the capital of Egypt, stands in the shadow of one of humanity's greatest achievements, a wonder that has stunned human intelligence for thousands of years. The pyramids of Giza are monuments of Egypt's most powerful rulers, but among them all, the Great Pyramid of Pharaoh Khufu stands apart, the largest, the most extraordinary. It is said, if you can build a pyramid, you can do anything in this world. This mountain-like structure rises 147 meters into the sky and spreads across 12 acres of land. Think of it as a 40-story building, as wide as 10 football fields, stacked across 200 levels. It weighs a staggering 6 million tons, and every single stone block, the size of a Mars rover. But the real jaw-dropping fact is the quantity. 2.3 million stone blocks, each one weighing between 2 tons and 60 tons. Famous Egyptologist Zahi Hawass once said, "Egypt didn't build the pyramids built Egypt." The engineering and technology used to build them remains a mystery to this day. So the question is, if people 4,000 years ago could pull this off, can our modern world do the same? The honest answer? No. The biggest reason is purpose. We have no reason to build a structure like this today. The ancient Egyptians had a religious motive. These were tombs for their gods, their pharaohs. That passion, that devotion, that's what made it possible. But let's say, hypothetically, we have a reason, we have funding, and we need to build an exact replica of the Great Pyramid, strong enough to still stand 4,500 years from now. What challenges would we face, and what would it cost? Let's break it down. Challenge 1. The money. The very first challenge is building a pyramid of money before you build the real one. Yes, as simple as pyramids look from the outside, they could be more expensive than any mega project on Earth. Challenge 2. The land. To support 6 million tons of weight, we can't just buy any random piece of ground. 6 million tons. That's the equivalent weight of 6 million regular sedan cars. And not even the entire city of Cairo has that many registered vehicles. Here's something important. The Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, was built on one of the strongest foundations ever engineered. Yet, it only weighs 500,000 tons. That's just 8% of a single pyramid. If the ground beneath our pyramid is weak, this magnificent structure will sink into the earth before it's even finished. A monument turned into a graveyard. Even the ancient Egyptians took land selection seriously. The bent pyramid, built by Pharaoh Khufu's own father, is proof. Engineers at the time made errors in ground leveling, and poor bedrock support caused it to tilt slightly, forcing them to change the angle halfway through construction. So we need land that is not sandy, with stable tectonic plates far below. If we choose the Giza Plateau itself, 13 acres of land plus legal permits would cost between $100 to $120 million. Next, we run deep sensors, 200 feet underground, seismic tests, Stability checks, another $5 million. Then comes laser leveling with GPS-guided bulldozers. The entire 13-acre base must be leveled with less than 1 millimeter of difference. Why? Because in geometry, even 1 millimeter off at ground level creates a 14.7 centimeter lean by the time you reach 147 meters high. And since we can't rely on bedrock alone, we'll need to pour a reinforced concrete mat foundation, nearly 4 meters thick. That's 500,000 tons of concrete, millions of cement bags, hundreds of mixer trucks, thousands of workers. Foundation cost alone, $400 million. So let's add it up. Land, $120 million. Scanning and leveling, $50 million. Foundation, $400 million. And we haven't placed a single stone yet. Total so far, $550 million. And this phase alone takes at least 3 years. Challenge 3. The stones. Now, the real problem begins. 2.3 million stone blocks, each the size of an SUV. How do you cut 2.3 million rectangular stone blocks? Challenge 4. Transport. The ancient Egyptians sourced stone from Aswan, 900 kilometers from Giza. We'd do the same. A standard heavy-duty trailer carries 30 tons. To transport 6 million tons total, we'd need 2,400 trucks, making 132 trips per day. Since the journey takes 3 to 5 days per round trip, at any given moment, 500 trucks would always be on the road, for 5 straight years. This would be the largest transportation operation in human history. Transport cost, $200 million, not including road taxes. Running total, more than $2 billion. And we still haven't laid a single stone. Challenge 5. Stacking the stones. How do you stack 2.3 million blocks, one on top of another, to reach 147 meters? The blocks weigh between 2 and 60 tons. And the granite slab above the king's chamber? 80 tons. There is no crane in the world with a 230-meter arm capable of lifting 80 tons, because physics tells us the longer the arm, the less weight it can lift. We would need 10 massive tower cranes like the Kroll K-10,000, the tallest cranes ever built. And as the pyramid grows taller, these cranes would need to be disassembled, raised, and reassembled over and over. The ancient builders placed stones with millimeter-level precision, so tight you cannot slide a credit card between them. 10 specialized cranes, rental and 5-year maintenance, $300 million. 3,000 workers operating simultaneously. Salaries, safety insurance, food and accommodation for 5 years, $400 million. The casing stones. Originally, the pyramids were covered in polished Tura limestone casing stones. This made them gleam so brightly, visible from miles away, shining like mirrors in the desert sun. At night, under moonlight, they appeared as beacons of white light. To cover all 4 sides, we'd need around 115,000 white limestone blocks. Cost of casing stones? $250 million. The final bill, the total cost? $2.95 billion. This doesn't include road taxes, a separate power plant for 20 megawatts, or dozens of other overhead costs. For reference, Palm Jumeirah in Dubai cost around $3 billion. Sophie Stadium, the most expensive in the US, nearly $3 billion. Qatar's largest natural gas plant, also around the same figure. In today's world, spending nearly $3 billion on a project with zero economic output makes no financial sense whatsoever. And that is exactly what makes this mystery so haunting. If building a pyramid in 2026, with all of our modern technology, is this difficult, then how on earth Did they do it 4,500 years ago? Just thinking about it gives you chills. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share. Thank you so much for all your love and support. See you in the next one.